So the problem I got was number 50, and the problem is negative 8p squared plus 14p minus 9 equals 8p minus 6. And so what we're supposed to do here is we're supposed to find the discriminant, and then we're supposed to then state the number and type of solution that it is. But to fully understand how to do this problem, you're going to have to at least know the quadratic formula, because we're pulling from the quadratic formula. So if you don't know the quadratic formula, there's an easy way to remember it. It's through a little rhyme, and it goes x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the discriminant would be this piece right here that's in the square root. This is going to be our discriminant, but we're not going to take the square root. We're just going to take the b squared minus 4ac. So then, to get to the point where we can start plugging into this formula, we're going to have to simplify this out. So we're going to want to make it equal to 0. So how to do that is I'm going to subtract 8p on both sides, and that's going to cancel out that. So I'm going to be left with 8p squared because there wasn't anything squared. And then I'm going to be left with plus 6p, and then I'm going to add 6 on both sides to cancel those out, and I'm going to be left with negative 3. So this equals 0. So this is considered quadratic now, which it can be placed into this formula, which will give us a discriminant. So now we're going to have to decide what's going to be our A, what's going to be our B, and what's going to be our C. So an easy way for me to memorize this is anything that's squared is going to be the A, because it's the first one, so it's the first one. Then if you put it in the right way, then the second one will be the second one, and then the third one will be the third one. So A, B, C, A, B, C. So then we just have to plug. So this is negative 8, this is 6, this is negative 3. So because this is our B, and our B squared is first, we're going to do 6 squared minus 4 times, and then A. What's our A? Our A is negative 8. So times negative 8, then times C, or C is negative 3, so then we're going to do negative 3. So then this is going to end up being 36, obviously. And then we're not going to do anything with this sign yet, because this sign times this sign would make this be a plus. But sometimes people forget that this might not also be a plus, it might be a negative. So I'm going to do 4 times 8, which is 32. And that's going to be positive, but then I'm multiplying 32 by a negative 3, which is going to give me negative 96. So then after you subtract this out, you end up getting negative 60. So that's my answer. Another common mistake is people are just going to stop right here and be like, oh, this is my answer, this is my answer. No, this isn't your answer. So for the problem, we ended with negative 60. But we have to also state the type of solution it is and how many solutions it has. So there's 3 types of solutions that we can have. We can have 2 real, 2 imaginary, and then 1 real. This is all determined on the sign, or if your answer is just straight 0. So if my sign is negative, which it is, then that would make me have 2 imaginary solutions. So 2 imaginary equals negative. If I have 2 real solutions, then that would mean that this would be a regular 60. It wouldn't be a negative. So it would be a positive 60, but it's not. It's a negative. But in the case that it was, that would mean that we would have 2 real solutions. And in the case that it's just a straight 0, that I ended up getting just a 0 flat, that would make me have 1 real solution. So in the end, our answer is negative 60 with 2 imaginary solutions. And that will give you the point.